If there's two things in this world that I love the most, it's pop culture and all things spooky. So naturally, when I remembered that VH1's Celebrity Paranormal Project was a thing, I thought it would be a perfect fit for my channel. Now, as I've observed in my experience watching reality shows like this, I've learned to take the word celebrity with a grain of salt, or several grains of salt, millions, honestly. As I was starting my very rigorous research, I found that the celebrities on this short-lived program mostly consisted of comedians, athletes, former Playboy models, and people from other reality shows. And you might be thinking, but Emily, these people are more famous than you'll ever be. Who are you to question their celebrity status? And to that I'll say, thanks for rubbing it in. If I'm going to be judgy about celebrity status, though, I'm also going to have to be judgy of so-called reality television. Look, I know it's not real. I know there's a lot of production interference behind the scenes, and I know that paranormal shows like this are some of the worst offenders in the business. But just let me have it, please. Before we dive in, I want it to be known that I personally am not the most steadfast believer in ghosts. I'm kind of more in the I want to believe camp, but I'd be lying if I didn't say I've had a few interesting experiences that I can't quite explain. What about you, though? Do you believe in ghosts? Do you have any ghost stories? Make sure you tell me in the comments below. I read all of them. Episode 1 of Celebrity Paranormal Project takes place at Beverly Hills Sanatorium in Louisville, Kentucky, and to my understanding, this is one of the most haunted places in all of America. But I might only be saying that because there was an episode of Ghost Hunters there. The staff at Beverly Hills specialized in treating tuberculosis before closing down in 1961. Needless to say, the hospital saw a lot of untimely death in its time, so ghosts, right? The 5 celebrities featured in this episode are Donna D'Errico, who's freaking out.
I'm freaking out.
Gary Busey, the king of all TBIs. Jenna Maraska from Survivor. Takara, who survived Tyra Banks on season 3 of America's Next Top Model. And Hal Sparks, who I mostly remember from VH1's I Love the series. What I would give to watch those again, my goodness.
Welcome to the Celebrity Paranormal Project. Tonight, you and your fellow team of paranormal investigators will be entering Beverly Hills Sanatorium. In the span of 20 years, 63,000 people died in this hospital alone. It is because of the staggering number of deaths in one place that Beverly Hills has become known as one of the most haunted places in the country.
Got that piece of trivia right. After the humbling I took last week, I really needed this one. The show introduces us to its celebrities with a little fact file featuring their credentials, so to speak. And right off the bat, I started noticing some tension between Gary Busey and Hal Sparks.
Tuberculosis was a disease that was in the lung area.
It was a bacterial infection of the lungs, and
It was a pretty awful way to die.
affect the trachea, and it could get in your blood and eventually to your bones.
Hey, thank you, Doc.
And I just want it all out on Front Street. I don't care what happens. I will always be Team Hal Sparks. Gary starts off by giving the girls a group hug. I mean, a blessing of his energy, whatever that means. And Hal just kind of stands off to the side. The team then goes to their base camp where they're given a primer on tuberculosis and some of the ghosts that haunt the halls of Waverly Hills, allegedly. We have the man in the white lab coat, who is believed to be a doctor that succumbed to the very disease he was treating, the shadow people that seem to walk by, and the nurse from room 502 who was found, how do I say this without YouTube getting mad at me, not living, potentially by her own hand. The team is told that their mission, and I say mission very lightly, is to discover which part of the sanatorium is the most haunted. The solarium, room 502, room 418, or the surgery room.
You know what we should do? We should put numbers in a sack.
Our first mission, so pay attention.
Okay, is it just me, or am I sensing more beef between Hal and Gary? Gary and Jenna volunteered to investigate room 418, where 2 patients apparently made a pact to send a message from beyond. Now, this is where my bullshit detector really started going off. This claim just sounded like something a producer would come up with for drama. So, of course, I went back to my extensive research. And no stories came forth to back this up, so take it how you will. Gary makes things weird immediately by kissing Jenna, and I just hope she was okay with it. Inside the sanatorium, Jenna is scared right off the bat, and I would be too if I were alone in the dark with Gary Busey. They climb the stairs and find an open door that was supposed to be closed. There's no possible way anyone but a ghost could have opened that door before they got there, right? Not even a TV producer or Gary, stop touching her. Good Lord. This is Steven from Dating in the Dark all over again.
Room 418 is rumored to be haunted by the ghosts of two former patients named Elizabeth Beecher and Jane Ann Hurley. After Jane Ann died, her ghost appeared to Elizabeth one night. Her face was twisted in pain. The sight made Elizabeth so terrified of dying that she swore she would never leave this room.
While Gary mans the thermal camera, he picks up some phenomena in the room, including a figure that they think might be sitting on a nearby bed. Hal informs Jenna that she's going to stay in the room by herself while Gary returns to base camp. Jenna is super uncomfortable in the room by herself, understandably so, but her discomfort pales in comparison to my discomfort watching people have to deal with Gary Busey.
Okay, hang on.
Hold on. Let her. Yeah, she might be.
Talk to Takara. Don't tell me what to do.
Oh, see, so that noise I just heard is really, really, really tough, and I need
You tell me what to do.
out of here.
Shut up. Shut up right now. Shut up. Hey,
up.
I don't want to be in this room anymore.
shut the...
Hey, shut up, Gary. Don't talk to me like that. And don't come over here.
Please.
Poor Jenna has just been completely forgotten about. On her way back to base camp, she finds a red ball that conveniently wasn't there before, and then Gary makes things weird again.
Good work, babe. Good work. Good work. Good work. Good work. Good work. Hey.
Can we please keep him away from her? Hasn't she suffered enough? Next, Takara volunteers to check out the shadow people, and Donna volunteers Hal to go with her.
I want to go.
It's you and Hal.
Okay.
They are immediately split up, with Hal being sent to investigate the solarium on the 5th floor, while Takara stays on the 4th. She is told to use a strobe light, which I will not show footage of in case any of my viewers here are sensitive to flashing lights. And it also helps that she doesn't find any evidence. She just kind of stands there the whole time really bored, so... Hal goes up to the solarium.
Where children suffering from tuberculosis were allowed to play in the sunshine. Now, visitors to the 5th floor have seen child-sized shadow people haunting this area and believe them to be the ghosts of those children long dead.
And there he learns about the ghost of a young boy named Timmy who likes to play with balls, according to legend. Is he the one who left the ball for Jenna? Probably not. Hal is told to play with the old balls left on a chair for him, and you could not pay me enough to touch one of those balls. Hal captures some footage of one of the balls rolling on its own, followed by a small shadow walking by the door, and Gary is psyched.
What does it look like to you?
Small, like a child's shadow.
Do you think that might have been Timmy?
Now, don't let my blatant skepticism fool you. I really want all of the phenomena captured in these paranormal shows to be true, but I've just been burned by reality TV too many times before. The next area to be investigated is the surgery room. Donna is sent there with Gary, and I just hope he isn't creepy and weird.
Honey, nothing's gonna hurt you. Nothing.
I might be asking too much of the universe. Donna talks a big game about not being afraid, but upon walking into Beverly Hills, she is immediately terrified.
Oh my God, there's something behind me.
Takara tells Gary and Donna that they need to reenact a tragic event that occurred in the room, and Gary decides to improvise.
Takara, I know what to do. I have a hacksaw and a rib bone in my... We're in procedure right now.
Where did he get that rib bone? I don't want to know. Gary's told to stay in the surgery room while Donna is sent into the hallway to look for signs of the man in the white coat. And when she gets to this little corner, she starts hearing footsteps. Donna apparently sees a shadow in the hallway, and she just starts screaming. Prepare your eardrums in 3, 2... I'll be honest, I've never seen Donna D'Errico anywhere but this show, so I truly can't speak to her acting abilities, but I really believe she's that scared right now. And it's actually really sweet the way that the cast tries to support her. Like, even Gary won some points for me when he asked if he could leave the surgery room to just go be with her.
Should I go see Donna?
You stay right where you are and you just hold
Tight while I get Donna out of the building.
Now, you know me, I love these kinds of reality shows, but sometimes it's very hard to get behind them when it's so clear that the producers are terrorizing their subjects for the sake of drama. If I were in Donna's shoes and I were that scared, no part of me would want to be walking through that building all by myself in the dark, even if the only other person nearby happened to be Gary Busey.
Nothing's gonna read.
To add insult to injury, when Donna finally returns to base camp, Gary is told that he is also allowed to come back. Like, why wouldn't they just let him walk with her?
I heard sounds that were like a mechanical tiger.
Okay, fair point. Next, Hal and Jenna are sent to investigate room 502, where Hal is told he has to reenact the you-know-what that allegedly occurred in there. Hal is then told he's supposed to use spirit writing to find out what really happened to this nurse, Mary Hillenberg. This couldn't possibly be faked either.
Take the pen in your left hand.
with your eyes closed. Attempt to let the spirit of Mary guide your hand.
Gary, get off of her. Now that the celebrities are all together again, they have to work as a team to decide what area of Waverly Hills is the heart of the haunting. And while the popular vote is that the 4th floor hallway is the most paranormally active part of the building, there's a little dissent in the group.
It's the hallway.
There's nothing there except sounds, that's all.
No, Donna saw. I saw the shadow of a man walking down the hall. And I would vote on the 4th floor
Me
hallway.
too. The 4th floor is bad stuff.
But the 5th floor, the playground, the kids' place, Mary Hillenberg, that's the most paranormal place in the hospital.
But you weren't on the 5th floor.
I know, but I got the reports and I saw the murder.
I saw the murder. What? The group then declares the heart of the haunting to be the 5th floor, largely, I'm sure, to avoid a blow up with Gary.
It is the 5th floor. It's 50. Guys, I know it. I know it already.
Okay, it's 5th floor then, even though I think it's the 4th floor hallway.
Yeah, let's do that.
Next, they have to decide which one of them made more of a connection with the spirits, and they all pick Hal. The group has to go back to room 502, where Hal Sparks must serve as the conduit between the living and the spirit world. They gear up with the props they were told to bring, and by this point, Takara is completely checked out. She is so mad at her agent right now. The ball is seen again, placed there by the ghost of Timmy, or by Tim the sound guy, I don't know. The team tries to contact the spirits, and they hear a bunch of sketchy noises that I totally believe are coming from ghosts. Gary then takes it upon himself to try and banish the spirits.
It's time for the entities, I say, to go home.
I've got no more questions.
Please go back home, back to where you began. And relieve yourself in this torment of staying in this cycle of perpetuation that never ends.
And then they're on their way. Back at the base camp, the celebrities debrief, and everyone except for Takara is convinced of the paranormal activity at Waverly Hills.
I stand by my statement that Gary is the scariest thing in this whole place.
Agreed, Hal. So that was Celebrity Paranormal Project. We all know that I'm more on the skeptical side about this, but what about you? Do you believe in ghosts? Better yet, do you believe in reality TV? Don't forget to tell me all of your stories in the comments below. Ghost ones, celebrity ones, whatever you want, really. If you enjoyed my take on this show, please like this video, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, that would be super awesome of you to do so. I'm having so much fun reliving the golden days of pre-Instagram reality television, and I'd love it if you'd come along for the ride. So far, I've tackled dating in the dark and trading spouses, and I even tried to play along with Cash Cab, and that was a wild ride. Be sure to join me next time when I watch something else. Bye!